All right, for today's video, we are finishing off our look at this year's Versus pack. We took a look at Horr-Bull, we took a look at Nemesis Prime, we took a look at Autobot Bumper, and for today's video, we are going to be taking a look at Ultra Magnus here. So without further ado, we'll just get the rest of these guys off to the side here and just take a look at Ultra Magnus, who is, of course, just a white repaint of the Legacy United G1 Universe Optimus Prime from last year, the one that was very heavily based on the G1 toy. And though, you know, we've kind of gotten rid of the tradition of just making white Optimus Primes as Ultra Magnuses and, you know, in favor of actually doing Ultra Magnus toys, I do appreciate this reference because, you know, the original Ultra Magnus really was just a white Optimus Prime. I really am curious to see if some third-party company is going to, like, tackle making his, like, you know, armor bits to become the trailer, so sort of, you know, create like a budget missing link of Ultra Magnus. I think that would be really cool, although with the prices of you know, third-party companies and how big of a project that would have to be, I don't know how much of a budget, you know, it would really be. But yeah, I don't know, it would be kind of cool to see, even if it was just like a 3D printed thing. But yeah, you know, this is a great mold. It's not the most exciting figure in the world, and obviously not the most exciting deco, but it was a great little toy. I didn't necessarily need it as Ultra Magnus, but I do kind of appreciate the reference. He comes with the same accessories that figure did. Came with the two guns here, the one that like kind of came with the original toy and the one that's more accurate to one that was part of a reissue, as I want to say what the difference is between these, but and he does come with the Energon axe, just because it's an accessory that came with Optimus Prime, and this time around it is done in a clear blue, which looks pretty cool. And then he also does have the Matrix stored in his chest there. It's got a, you know, nice little blue gem there, but is otherwise silver. Looks kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, great little truck mode. It's still got the rubber tires there. It rolls pretty decently well. In terms of storage for these things, of course, you are supposed to just kind of, you know, peg them onto the back here and make it look significantly worse and call it a day. But you know, I can kind of forgive that for this kind of figure, since he's referencing the G1 toy, who of course did not have any weapon storage either. Of course, you know, he's at least got integrated fists, which is already a step up. But yeah, you know, pretty decent little cab mode there. In terms of comparisons in this mode, just for a standard one, here he's with Kingdom Sideswipe, obviously not scaling super well there, but they're not really meant to. Here he is with that Optimus Prime, just so you can see what the two of them look like together. And yeah, you know, it's the same mold, mostly the same paint hits, just with the, you know, pure white colors rather than the red and the blue. Here he is with Studio Series Ultra Magnus, and specifically, I guess, the cab there, so you can see what the two of them look like together. Can he actually use this? Well, there's no connection, obviously, but no, not really. You can't really get it in a way that it sits right and stays on. So yeah, also he's just way too small for it, but I don't know. I was kind of curious to see if that would work in any way, and the answer is no, not really. And here he is with the only other white cab Optimus Prime that I have, which one was this? Kingdom Ultra Magnus. Yeah, and he's got like the 3D printed, not 3D printed, the third party extendable legs here, which are starting to yellow, so maybe I'll switch them back to his original legs at some point. I don't know, but he's also mostly wearing the armor on my shelf, so who really cares? But yeah, that's the two of them look like together. Obviously he looks a lot better because he doesn't have all that going on, but yeah, you know, whatever. But yeah, to get onto transformation, obviously he's very simple. He's very similar to G1 Optimus Prime and G1 Ultra Magnus, I guess, for that matter. You just want to take these side sections here, kind of bring them out to the side and bring out the shoulders, and then take these bits. This is the one improvement over the G1 mold. Well, I mean, there's plenty of improvements, but the one transformation improvement is you open that section up and then flip around the hand and then close it back up. So he actually has, you know, integrated fists rather than the little plug-on ones like the G1 toy. Then we can just bring down his legs, split them, bring down the feet, and then open up this panel in the back here, and then flip out his head sculpt and close that back up. And there we have Ultra Magnus in his robot mode. And yeah, I mean, he looks like he's supposed to, or like, you know, this version of Ultra Magnus is supposed to. He's got a nice, you know, I like the blue and the red light piping there for the head. I feel like that looks really nice. Other than that, I mean, he's pretty similar to that toy Optimus Prime. Obviously, we can give him his weapons here. You can hold either or both of his guns. Can he actually hold them? They are painted, so they're a little like tight in there. The pegs are pretty tight. I'm probably not going to have this guy hold his weapons anyway, honestly. So you can do that. You could have him hold the Energon axe. I don't know if there's any precedent for Ultra Magnus actually having this, but yeah, whatever. It came with the figure, so they might as well have included it. And then in terms of storage, you can store like one thing on his back, and that's pretty much it. And everything else just have to kind of sit off to the side. So, you know, whatever. But again, that's not really what you'd be expecting for this type of figure. In terms of articulation, obviously is the same as the other one, where the head's on a ball joint, can rotate around like that, can wiggle back and forth. Shoulders are on swivels and a hinge out to the side. He's got a bicep swivel, 90 degrees of bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist. He does have a waist swivel. It's just kind of underneath the bumper there. The bumper is like a hip skirt that you can bring up, and same with the front wheels here, so you can get a fuller range in the legs there. He's also got a thigh swivel, about 90 degrees of bend at the knee. His ankles can rotate. They can tilt out to the side, and then you do have that toe joint, so you can kind of fake a forward-facing ankle tilt there, but not really back. So, you know, decent articulation, especially for the body type of this guy. Obviously, you can still do the matrix there. You can't really interact with it in any way. It's also very difficult, actually, to get out of his chest. But yeah, it's a nice looking little matrix there. Ooh, dropping it. Nice clear blue there, and the silver kind of matches the one that came with Prima earlier this year. I wonder if it fits on the Star Saber. I'm not going to try that. I mean, it probably is the same mold. They're all like variations of the same mold. But yeah, no, he looks pretty good there. In terms of comparisons in this mode, here he is again with Kingdom Sideswipes. You can see, you know, pretty much an average size deluxe there. They're pretty much the same height. Here he is again with that Optimus Prime from Legacy United. And yeah, you know, they look pretty similar. What does his matrix look like? Oh, his is just clear blue. Maybe I'll give him this one. This is a better painted matrix on Ultra Magnus for some reason, but yeah, the two of them look pretty good together. Again, you know, no huge differences here. Same head sculpt, no remolding or anything like that. Here he is again with our Kingdom Ultra Magnus without the power armor on, just so you can see what he looks like with another, you know, white inner Optimus Prime Ultra Magnus. That's the only other one I've got. And then here he is with Studio Series Ultra Magnus, just for posterity's sake. Obviously, they look nothing alike. Why should they? And then, of course, last but not least, here he is with the other three members of the pack. And yeah, it's a good 4-pack, all things considered. Like I said, it just happened to turn out this way that, like, I wasn't really keen on any of these guys other than Horr-Bull. Like, it's not like these three aren't great. It's just I didn't necessarily need any of them. Like, really, you know, it's good to have an official bumper. I had the one with, like, the 3D printed head sculpt. This guy is better than that one for sure. I appreciate the homage of Ultra Magnus, but I don't know if I actually needed it. And same thing with Nemesis Prime. Great looking color scheme. It's good to finally check out this mold, but you know, I don't know that I necessarily needed it. But still, it's a good 4-pack, all things considered. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to them. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I do reviews every Tuesday and Thursday. And without further ado, here we have Transformers versus Pack, Age of the Primes Ultra Magnus.